Sons of the Forest is right around the corner, releasing on February the 23rd into its early access for Steam, surviving alone or with friends in this horror survival game set in forest. There's a lot changing though in this highly anticipated sequel, so let's look at 5 of the big changes coming to Sons of the Forest. Starting with the combat AI, the AI in Sons of the Forest has been built upon from what we saw in its predecessor, where in the first forest the enemies will scout the area, attack at night, usually in waves, but you might just have one or two, and usually would also just run when they start getting outnumbered. The sequel is building on the AI systems and how it responds to you and your team and the way that you play. The system is named as VAIL, Veil, and is claimed to be even more engaging than what fans loved in the original. Enemy AI will now respond to your actions, making decisions based on what you do in the environment. You'll be able through your actions to make it less likely for your camp to be attacked by limiting the resources that the enemy has access to. The cannibals in turn, they may steal from you, they may approach in different manners than a full-on assault that we saw in that first game. The AI will experience hunger, thirst, and emotions such as being afraid, changing how they will act and what they will choose to do. This could be absolutely terrifying if they've done it right, allowing for you to have a range of ways to tackle a situation, but also giving the AI more variety in turn how they will engage with you. While in multiplayer, the forest allowed you and your friends to face the horrors that it had to offer together, which brought with it a multitude of benefits such as being able to build, collect, craft, and explore all at once, thanks to your party. But playing single player was a much harder endeavour. All these tasks had to be done by only one individual, you the player, whilst constantly being beset upon by those that would call the forest their home. Sons of the Forest looks to change this by supplying an AI companion for those who do choose to play alone. Just like with the revamped AI for the cannibals and the other fiends that you'll encounter, your companion will take actions based on their emotions and their needs. They can feel hunger, thirst, and even be scared, requiring you to, look after them. In return, you can set them to tasks, building, gathering, and even combat. If you decide that you do want to go completely alone though, you can of course get rid of your companion. But this isn't done by simply dismissing them or turning an option off. I'm sure you can see where this is going. Building will see major improvements over the previous system. The player will now be seen splitting logs to place them rather than just appearing on the building space designated. Other small details like this in the animations for building promise to increase the immersion for players. But it's not just animation changes. Building is being described as being more dynamic. Rather than just filling in a ghost representation of your chosen structure, you'll be able to build in more directions, allowing for more creative freedom in designing and making the best survival base of your nightmares. If you're going to survive in a forest full of people looking out to eat you, it's a given that you will have to craft your way to survive. Weapons, torches, and other tools to help you survive and defend yourself in this merciless environment. Crafting has been expanded upon in Sons of the Forest. New items and more items, and an overall redevelopment of the system compared to the forest. Guns have been expanded to include more variety than its predecessor. However, ammo itself will still be scarce and a valuable resource. The melee will still be the main focus in this game, which in turn has still been expanded upon, being able to get access to more melee weapons. Crafting was a big focus on the first installment and looks set to remain as being on a grand scale, crafting your own tools, traps, weapons, upgrading them and combining items. As with everything we've seen so far in the Sons of the Forest, everything is just bigger. And while we're speaking of bigger, Sons of the Forest is allowing players and survivors to explore an even bigger map that we saw in the forest, supposedly 4 times larger than what we previously got to explore. With that comes the different biomes within the forest and also the dark cave systems from before. Caves were a big part of the original game, finding items to piece together. The story, no doubt, will still play a major feature in the sequel. With more crafting options, I do wonder how this will change our adventures in the dark, such as being able to use better lighting equipment. Map size isn't the only change coming in the sequel. Sons of the Forest will feature its own seasons, making it all the harder to survive in, say, harsh winters. The updated AI, this could also make the cannibals more desperate, especially if it's as advanced as has been promised. One thing is for sure though, the developers sure know how to make a survival horror game, so expect this to be an experience that will leave you up all night. Are you looking forward to Sons of the Forest? Are you looking forward to Sons of the Forest? Are you going to be playing it when it comes to its early access? I want to hear from you, and if you are going to be playing it, are you going to be playing this alone? Or are you going to be playing this with a group of friends? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribe for more from me, and I'll see you soon.